I want to thank everybody for being on this Zoom as we're Zooming here after the selection show. But I'm excited for our team. We got back and we were off Friday and Saturday. And last 2 days, we had two really, really good days of practice. And we fly out tomorrow morning at 10:45. So we're looking forward to getting to San Antonio and now shifting our focus to the final phase of our season. That's the most important phase, the NCAA tournament.
Okay, questions for Coach Fernandez. Chris Torello, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Just your overall thoughts on the seeding. I know it's different than a couple of years past where, regional, you go up to Tallahassee. It's not exactly thrilling. What's your take on your team seed and just kind of how this is so much different than other tournaments?
Well, I think, in tournaments in the past, you can move up and down a seed line because of geographic location. So now, Chris, as far as the seeding, usually it goes on an S curve. So you'd like to see, all right, where were we in the conversation? I don't think the UCF loss hurt us, right? Did the Houston loss come into play? What did we drop? Because, I thought we'd be anywhere in the vicinity of 5 to a 7. But you know what? For us to get to that second weekend, you're gonna have to win two really, really good games. So the only thing is, we were the AAC regular season champs. We were the AAC tournament champs. And, that garners an 8. I don't know what we could have done differently, right? We went out and we had played 4 non-conference games. Our non-conference schedule we would have gotten a lot more other opportunities. But you know what? My staff and our kids are really, really excited for another opportunity to represent this university in the NCAA tournament. And we're going to do that.
Okay, Joey Knight.
Chris kind of stole my thunder there, but do you feel like your kids will go out there with a chip on their shoulder? I mean, this is not the first time you've kind of been shafted by the committee. Do you think they'll go out there kind of with a purpose?
You know what, Joey? This is a really neat bunch of guys, right? And we're gonna play. We're gonna play next Sunday. Okay, we'll be sequestered in a hotel room for the next 2 days. We'll be ready to go Sunday. Washington State, Pac-12 team. I haven't seen them play much. They're very, very well coached, but they play in a very good league. And we'll get back and watch tape, get ready to them, and if then you fall into that that next game is you got NC State, who's very, very good, who just won the ACC tournament. So I'm sure Washington State and NC State are also thinking, well, why South Florida Narquat, right? But hey, we don't know what goes on in that room, and every year it changes. So we're embrace it. We're thankful that we get an opportunity to still play and continue to play. And I really look forward to getting back on the practice floor with this group.
One quick follow-up. This is a tournament unlike others. What's your routine or your procedure for this week? What will y'all do?
Well, we just, Joey, the last 2 days we just concentrated on us. Really, we just played, and tonight we'll start working on Washington State when we're allowed to. We're going to be for the next 48 hours once we land. Our kids will have film on Washington State and scout, and then we'll practice. We'll get on the floor and start working on what we need to do to be successful against them, on the offensive, defensive end, special situations, everything like that.
Karen, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. new situation for you guys, getting the automatic bid. So you guys knew y'all were in. What was the atmosphere like, just finding out where you guys were playing, who you guys were playing, even though you knew you were already in?
Yeah, well, that was the only thing. Okay, what time were we going to play? What region were we going to be in? And who we're going to play? Because we knew we were going to be in the tournament. Now, in what type of pod and everything like that, that's what we were excited about.
So was there like a lot of excitement when it was revealed? I mean, what was the feeling in the room there?
You broke up there. I believe you
Oh.
said, what was the feeling?
Yeah, like what?
Yeah,
I mean, were the girls excited?
Yeah, when you see your name up there as one of the 32 automatic bids, there's only 32 at-large bids. I mean, there's 360 teams that play Division I basketball, and you're one of the 64 that are still playing. I mean, it's really difficult to play in the NCAA tournament. It is. It's very difficult, and we're really excited and we're really happy to play.
Will Turner, go ahead.
Coach, just kind of curious about your the COVID procedures. The testing. I know you guys test every day, but just if you could shed a little bit more light on the COVID testing as you guys moved to San Antonio.
Yeah, we've been testing every day. We had a PCR this morning. We'll test again before we leave. And seems to me like we'll fly. NCAA does all the travel. We'll fly on a private plane, land in San Antonio. Our travel party will be divided into 3 buses. We'll get our hotel room key, and every member of our party has their own room. We'll have a tracking device, and the first 48 hours, they bring you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So, and you can't leave your room for 48 hours unless it's for testing. So it's different, but to keep our student athletes and staff and NCAA personnel safe, and for us to be able to have this tournament, that's why we're taking all these procedures.
Nathan Bond, go ahead.
Coach, I don't want to harp on it, but it seems to me, in previous years, usually you lose to UConn 3 times and you get penalized for it. You don't lose to UConn, you win your conference, and you still get penalized for not playing UConn. What can you make of it?
I don't have an answer for you, Nathan. Are you asking me if I think we're better than an 8 seed?
Yes.
I think we're better than an 8 seed. But again, now, we just got to go out and just play and prove it, right? So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A quick follow-up to that. You say players can't leave the rooms for 48 hours. How are you guys going to maintain conditioning and not lose 48 hours of conditioning?
I think we're going to jog in place.
A lot of calisthenics?
Yeah. A lot of stretching. I don't know. Push-ups, sit-ups. We'll have to figure that out. We'll have to get Early, I'm sure we'll get some Zoom stretching and conditioning exercises over Zoom. The players have their own room so they can move stuff around, I guess. They can maybe like bench press a chair. I don't know. Maybe do handstands against the wall. Sure, we can find some creative things to do.
Any other questions? I see some hands up after questions. Any other questions for Coach Fernandez? No? Okay. Coach, thank you very much. We will have Shay Leverett step up now.
You guys tried to get me tonight. I wasn't falling for you guys.
Never.
Appreciate it, Coach.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, guys, that's fine. All right, well, what time we need to go tomorrow? Tell you what, what time? 7:45. Right.
All right. We have Shay Leverett here. Questions for Shay. Joey, do you have a question?
Can you hear me, Shay?
Yes.
You're a veteran. This is not your first rodeo. I imagine you got to be you're glad to be in the tournament. I imagine you got to feel a little disrespected by the 8 seed. How do you feel?
It's still an opportunity to go out there and play with my team. So, we're happy being out there still on the court, and we're grateful because not every team in America gets that chance. So as long as we're playing, I think we're all just happy.
You're very savvy. That's as diplomatic as it gets.
Thank you.
Will Turner?
Shay, have you looked at Washington State at all? Any knee-jerk reactions to playing them? Obviously, they're playing a very good conference in the Pac-12, but just any kind of, maybe experience looking at Washington State?
I just know like they're well coached, very good players, and so we're gonna, like Coach said, we've been practicing hard, getting after it, and now that we know who we're playing, we're just gonna make sure to try our best to combat whatever they have on offensive and defensive end.
And when you look at just kind of, Coach has been saying for a while that you guys need to focus on yourself is, you go into the conference tournament, you know who you're playing, but coming into this, you don't know who you're playing. Was that almost an added benefit of truly being able to focus on yourself the last 2 days of practice?
Yeah, it just takes a little bit of pressure off. Just nobody knows at the time who they were going to play, so it was like a just perfect opportunity for us to just look at ourselves and try to strengthen what we felt like we had some weak spots in.
Chris Torello, do you have a question? I see the hand up.
Yeah, sorry. Hey Shay, just for Will kind of touched on it with Jose a little bit. This is going to be a lot more unique, right? You're going to have to get there. There's going to be a lot of different things going on in your room for an extended period of time. Just how do you think y'all are going to deal with that?
I feel like we'll handle it pretty well. We already had our little tug with COVID already, so we already know what to expect. FaceTime calls. We're still a very connected team. So I just feel like this time we'll have off. The 2 days will be nothing compared to what we had to do before coming back from COVID to begin with.
And it's been a little while since this program has gotten to taste the NCAA because of last year, what everyone went through. Injuries has kind of plagued this team. How do you look at the makeup of this team? Kind of feels like there's been years where y'all have been real good from the outside, maybe not enough inside, but now it seems like this may be a complete team that can make that run. What's your assessment of it?
Yeah, I feel like, we have all the pieces that we need. We just got to execute the game plan. Coach Jose is going to give us, and all of our coaches are going to make sure we have everything we need to prepare. And it's just up to us to go on and execute.
Stay safe out there. Thank you.
Thank you.
Karen, do you have a question?
I sure do. Thank you. Shay, you did give a very diplomatic answer, but Coach came out and said it, that he thought that you guys were better than an 8 seed. Is the rest of the team aligned with that statement?
Of course, we're all going to believe in ourselves and believe, we're going to should be the better team, be ranked above what we already are. It's just our confidence in ourselves and how hard we go in practice every day. And like I said, how hard the coaches go in preparing us as well.
That said, what was the reaction when the bracket was revealed? Was there cheering or was there a little bit of, 8?
I feel like it was cheering, like we said earlier, it's been a minute since we've been back in the tournament. So just getting in, of course we knew we were in there, but realizing, who we're playing, it wasn't at first, we're at number 8. It's like, okay, we could have been better, but we're still grateful for the opportunity that we're back in and playing.
Any other questions, Shay? All right, Shay, thank you very much. And finally, we have Sydney Harvey stepping up right now. Take a few questions for her. All right. Chris, do you have a question for Sydney?
Sid, I had a chance to look, USF sent out some video. You were kind of sitting right in the middle with all that cheering going around, kind of like your post-game interview with ESPN. You guys seem like a really connected group. what has this year meant to you and to kind of the leaders of this team getting back to the NCAAs and being able to kind of say, yeah, you know what, COVID be damned, everything, we won a conference and now we're going to see what we can do in the NCAAs?
I mean, last year the season got cut short. So, I mean, you never want to take for granted being able to play. I think that's been a big thing. Every day we want to come out, just do your best, try your best, go hard. I know we really wanted to win for our seniors, Shay and Betty. And I think everybody's just really excited to be here.
Karen, do you have a question?
Sure do. This year has just been so strange with what you guys have had to go through with COVID protocols. In some ways, you guys might not have had as much bonding as you normally would in a normal season. But on the other side of that, do you feel like you guys have managed to bond, you know, despite of the COVID protocols?
I definitely think so, because you can't really hang out with anybody else but your teammates most of the time. But I mean, we all love each other. We all love spending time with each other. And I think that helped us really gain great connection with each other.
And how do you think you guys are going to handle the COVID protocols in the NCAA tournament? It sounds like it's even more strict from what Coach was saying.
I think it will be hard, but I think we can do it. I mean, we're all there for one reason, so we're going to get it done.
Will Turner, go ahead.
Sid, after you guys won the tournament, obviously you got a good chance to celebrate that night, didn't leave until the next day, but just, you know, how long were you guys able to celebrate before you got back to work and, you know, kind of had to, quote, as a lot of people say, flush it down and, you know, focus on the next challenge? How quick was that turnaround for you?
I mean, it was pretty quick. We had Friday to celebrate. We had Saturday, and then Sunday we got right back to practicing. So.